Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Brand Builder Show. And if you're an Amazon seller and you want to learn how to drive external traffic to your Amazon listings to grow your business, then boy, do we have the episode for you, because we have brought Clayton from Carbon 6 on the show today, and he's going to talk us through the latest updates, developments, and best practices with PixelMe driving external traffic to Amazon listings. It's going to be a good one. Clayton, thank you for joining us on the show today. Welcome for your second appearance on the Brand Builder Show.
Thanks for having me, Ben. I think it's been I can't remember exactly when it was. It feels like a year ago.
It was like right at the start of Carbon 6. You were just kind of like, I think the words you used were like stealth mode with Carbon 6, and then
oh wow, it's even been longer.
Yeah. So, and we talked a little bit about the kind of the setup then, but it'd be good to hear about how things are going. What's been going on in your world? For anybody that hasn't heard of Carbon 6 as well, kind of give us a quick update on who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah, happy to. Clayton Atchison, as you said, Director of Business Development here at Carbon 6, and yeah, a lot has changed. If we were coming out of stealth mode, it was probably more like a year and a half ago. So it's been a while, Ben. But you were one of the first webinars that I did that I really enjoyed. Felt like I got to talk about all of Carbon 6 and the mission. And, what's changed between now and then is we're definitely not in stealth mode. I remember when we started, it was like, have you heard of Carbon 6? And it was like, no. Yeah. And now it's like, of course I have. And, we've gotten good at a lot of things. We've gotten a lot better at doing internal development. The thesis of the business was that we could take businesses that were good at one thing. Maybe they had really good tech, but not great marketing. Or maybe they had really great marketing, but the tech wasn't as good as what they were saying. And so we brought companies under the umbrella of Carbon 6 and, taken people that are really good at tech and brought them where that needed help, and people that are really good at marketing and brought it to that tool that needed help. And what that's done is created a collection of tools that are best in class, that have really good technology, really good customer support, customer service, and that are constantly evolving, right? We've inherited a lot of development team members, and they are constantly taking in suggestions from the community and improving upon the great base that we've already created. And, the other part of this is that obviously, we have stocked. We have seller investigators. We have data-driven. We have PixelMe. We have managed by stats. The list goes on. And what we found is that a lot of times, they prefer to work with one company when they can, right? As long as the tools are good and they can get what they need out of the tools, they prefer to talk with Clayton from Carbon 6 or Agassi or whoever and, have one focal point for these multiple tools and somebody that they know when they talk to are going to go get done what they say they're going to get done. And that's what we built. So we're having great growth with, somebody being a managed by stats user and then joining PixelMe, joining seller investigators and joining other tools. So when we talked last, it was just a dream, a vision, and it's very much come to fruition and continues to do so more and more each and every day. So it's been an exciting, I've been here 2 years now, but the past year and a half has really been just, for lack of a better term, explosive growth. But I would say calculated growth, right? Things we were ready for and things that we managed really well. We didn't grow too fast. And we marketed when we knew that tool was ready. And there's some tools that we're still, developing on, R&D. And when they're ready, they'll get their day in the limelight. But it's been a fun ride. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting to watch as a user as well. I use SoStocked all the time, and some of the other tools as well. Like seeing the evolution of tools that were very much their own thing when they first came on board to now feels very much an integrated ecosystem, I think is probably even the word you guys have used. And so it's interesting to see how that has developed and will continue to develop as well. So exciting times for everyone involved. Obviously, we want to talk about PixelMe today because that's seen a lot of development, seen a lot of improvement, and the whole strategy of driving external traffic to Amazon listings is obviously still so important. It's a key strategy for launching new products. Can you give us a bit of a lay of the land? What's new there? What's new with that tool?
Yeah, well, what I would say is most new is that we had an idea again, and now we have more data than we ever could have hoped for.
Yeah.
We've launched thousands and thousands of campaigns. It's getting up, in the tens of thousands. And with that, obviously as a software company, we use that data. We learn from that data. So better than ever, like every day it's better. Every day we have a higher percentage chance of success. We understand what categories it works for, which niches it works for. And along the way, we've just upped our game a lot on pulling the right levers when doing that external traffic, right? If you're doing Google ads, understanding really what is working when sending traffic to Amazon, because it's not the same as sending traffic to a D2C site. We're one of the pioneers in this space as far as having lots and lots of products that we're managing, and we've just gotten a lot better at creating the ads. Whether it be from literally ad creation, from like the words we choose and the triggers we use and the headlines and descriptions, or the back end and optimizing and automating the optimizations, and what levers to pull to make sure that the product has every shot at being successful using external traffic. And also weeding out products that we know off the jump are not a good fit. I would say for a while, we were learning. We were in a learning phase, and now with a large level of confidence, we can say, hey, Ben, this product is not going to do great. We don't suggest it. If you want to, we can. But these three over here, these are rock solid.
Yeah. On that, two things. Number one, of course, for our listeners, what does make a product that is going to work well for external traffic? And then secondly, what type of seller is PixelMe, for instance, perfect for? Or what stage of their journey should they be looking at something like this?
Yeah, good questions. And I have a presentation I can share too. What I would say because the first part is in the presentation, but I'll speak to the second part first. We work with people that are launching products. We work with aggregators and agencies that help their clients launch new products. And each aggregator or each agency has its own different data. But what has come to light is that when you use external traffic in addition to everything else that goes into a launch, you have a better chance of having what people deem a successful launch, right? Some of these aggregators launch hundreds of products a month. Now, that might be variations of existing products or brand new products, but what they have come to realize is that when using external traffic, our customers are obviously using it through PixelMe. They have with their own internal metric, what they deem to be a successful launch from a ranking perspective or ACOS or TACOS perspective. They're more successfully launching products. So that's like the very beginning, right? Like in that same rationale transfers to somebody that's launching their very first product ever. We know that launches are difficult. Amazon is competitive, and you need to throw the kitchen sink at launches, so to speak. And external traffic is a huge part of that. So we can help with that. We often help. I would say where most of our bread and butter comes in is with mature products. That's where most people are coming to us and they're saying, hey, I used to rank in the top 10. Competition came in. I might have ran out of stock at one point or another. And for whatever reason, I'm ranking in the 30s now on my main keywords, or in the 20s or in the teens. I would die. I would die to get back in that top 10 and have it like it was 2 years ago. And we have a bazillion case studies now, but we've gotten very good at picking which products we think we can help people achieve that goal. And we kind of have a ranking system where if you're in the top 30 or so, we consider it to be a win if we can get you in the top 10. If you're between 30 and 75, we try to get you in the top 20, and we consider that to be a big enough organic lift for sales to make a real difference on people's businesses.
Sounds good, man. I think there's loads more questions I could ask, but as you mentioned, you've got a bit of a presentation to sort of run through some slides and stuff, so probably be worth diving into that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. And feel free to interrupt and
ask questions as we go. Along the way.
So I'll share my screen.
I'll try and just add any audio comments for anybody that's listening on the podcast right now. Hello, audio listeners. Hope you're having a nice drive or run, whatever you're doing. Hopefully you're not running because that's so boring. Hopefully you're doing a bit more interesting exercise than that. But whatever you're doing, I'll try and sort of talk you through. If there are any sort of visual bits, then I'll explain them as well.
Absolutely. Can you see my screen, Ben?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, awesome. So for the audio listeners, the presentation is called "Using External Traffic to Supercharge Your Rank and Return on Ad Spend." Um,
Supercharged. Let's go.
yeah, that's a marketing word, right? So first things first is like, if anybody hasn't been educated on this, why does external traffic matter? The reason it matters is because Amazon thinks it matters. Amazon's competing with the likes of Walmart, TikTok Shop now, Shopify stores, and of course, like if you were in charge of Amazon, you would say, how do we get more and more and more and more of the pie shopping on Amazon, traffic going to Amazon, not going to our competitors? And that's why Amazon created Amazon Attribution. That's why they created the 10% brand referral bonus that people receive for sending and converting people on Amazon from external sources. And we had a theory a long time ago that if you sent traffic from Google specifically with keywords, which Google runs off keywords similar to Amazon, Facebook, TikTok's a bit different. I believe, and let me state this clearly, that all external traffic helps with organic ranking. But that said, I think Google has the largest effect because there is an original search term. So why external traffic matters is Amazon wants it desperately. And when we send external traffic from Google to Amazon, we see an increase in organic rank on those keywords on Amazon. So the goal here is, of course, to increase organic sales and organic ranking. And we've tested this thousands of times, and it works. And PixelMe focuses on conversion, not just getting traffic, but actually converting traffic. And we'll talk a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
And Ben, you don't have to take my word for it. For the audio listeners, we have Elevate Brands, Seller App, Be Bold. I mean, you can go online right now and type in, does external traffic matter for organic ranking? You'll find tons of case studies saying that it does, and it's not. Those case studies are not just coming from PixelMe or Carbon 6. Now, okay, external traffic matters, right? Like, how do you leverage it? How do you take advantage of it? PixelMe is the answer. PixelMe is the industry-leading platform for off Amazon advertising. It leverages Google Ads automation, meaning we have automations that if a keyword is underperforming, we will walk that bid down systematically. If we walk it too far down and we're not getting any clicks because we bid too low, we walk it back up and walk it back down until we find a place where we're really comfortable. And if something is just terribly performing and never gets better, we automatically pause that keyword. And on top of that, we have Google certified customer success managers looking manually at your products and in your campaigns on a weekly basis. We also have AI integrations with ChatGPT that recommends description and headlines and how to create those to maximize conversions. We have retargeting technology, which allows you to insert pixels into any Amazon attribution campaign so that you can retarget people on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all of which PixelMe integrates with. So the beauty of this is you could run Google ads, send a bunch of traffic, increase your organic rank, and then you could retarget those people that clicked on your original Google ad, and you could retarget them on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And the people that are using PixelMe to the highest level, to the highest degree, and having the most success are using this strategy. So if you've ever felt like a product is following you around the internet, you clicked on it once and now you see it everywhere, you might be seeing PixelMe at work. And it works. We're partnered with companies like Sephora and Gucci and Procter & Gamble, but our prices are still very affordable. And those big companies are doing this because it works. PixelMe started as a retargeting software. Just that was it. It was links and being able to retarget. And that's where Sephora and Gucci came on. Procter & Gamble, Bosch, UNICEF. And now we've taken this and moved it into the Amazon world where we're enabling Amazon sellers to take advantage of this exact same technology that D2C companies sending traffic to their Shopify page have been doing for years. So,
A lot of
really,
people, sorry to interrupt, but just a
no,
quick one on this subject. A lot of Amazon sellers will see this as a way to launch, but the way you're talking sounds like these brands would be using it over the long haul, especially for retargeting. How much of what you do is launch, and how much of it is ongoing campaigns?
um, I just want to clarify there. I would say that most of our campaigns are not for launches. I would say it's probably 15% are launches. Very
Oh, wow.
successful. It's just
Yeah.
that a lot of people are willing to invest a lot of money in products that are mature, that they've already
Mm.
spent years building up the review score and the rating score, and they're just struggling to rank. So that's
Yeah.
probably around 80% of people, 85% of people that come to us. They say, I'm really just struggling to rank. Let me curve that back a little bit. Let me say it's probably 65, 70. And then, another 15 or so for launches. And then the other 15 is people just saying, hey, I got an expensive product. I think I can just make a profit. I'm not even worried about ranking. I'm ranking number 1, number 2, number 3 on my top keywords. I just want to use Google Ads. And that's probably another 15% where we just help people create new profit streams. There's not a whole lot of ways to rank if you already rank number 1. With those people, we look at it from a profit stream point.
Yeah, nice, cool. Thanks for that.
And then what makes PixelMe the most unique, like nobody else has this. Nobody else, to my knowledge, has the retargeting built in either, or the AI integrations. I'm sure some people are trying to catch up on that. But we have a patent pending technology that optimizes for conversion. If you go back a couple of years, there was no visibility. Amazon attribution didn't exist. When you sent traffic from Google or Facebook into Amazon, it was a black hole. You were hoping it converted. There was no way to measure it. Amazon attribution came along. Now you could start seeing, did it turn into an add to cart? Did it turn into a conversion? The next step is what PixelMe has taken, which is what D2C stores do. If you own your own website, take Amazon out of the equation for a second. You send back to Google the information every single time telling Google, this click that came from Google to my website turned into nothing. They bounced. Mm-hmm. This turned into an add to cart. This turned into a conversion. This turned into a subscription. Different levels. Google takes that data and is able to make much better decisions based on that data to get you more and more conversions or do whatever marketing objective you have. If it's just leads or visibility, but for us, it's usually conversions and sales. Okay. We bridge the gap between Amazon and Google. So we were able in the beginning to see what was converting, what was happening, and now. And this is, a very secret sauce that we have, that it's a patent pending technology where we are able to a large degree, able to take very, very educated guesses on what is happening on the Amazon platform and bridge the gap between Amazon and Google so that Google can optimize for conversion, not just clicks. And that's super important. Optimizing for conversion means Google's looking at things like age and gender, and income level, but also time of day and marital status, geographic location, exact age, type of device they're using, mobile versus desktop versus iPad, and a whole lot more. They have millions of data points, and they are able to optimize that for conversion, which we usually see a 2 to 3x increase in return on ad spend. So a significant decrease in A cost. Now, for that to happen, we have to give it enough data. We have to collect data. So it doesn't happen overnight. It does take time, but I'll explain that as we go on. And the other thing that we have here on the slides is that we have every badge you could ever imagine, right? We're in the Amazon Emerald program, which is the highest level of partnership you can have with Amazon. We're a certified Google Click Tracker, which is only, like 100 in the whole world. Wow. We're an Amazon Ads verified partner, a Google partner. Our team is Google Ads certified. And we're in the Amazon Selling Partner App Store as well. So every badge you can have, we got it. And then I'll talk quickly about our expert approach. I alluded towards this in the beginning, but we are selective. External traffic, one of the big things we learned in launching thousands of campaigns is that this does not work for all niches or product types. You have to be selective. It's important. And we garner results. Like I mentioned before, this is not an overnight process, and we tell people to go on a 120-day journey with us. The customers who stick with us for that 120 days are 80% more likely to achieve success and add additional ASINs. Mm-hmm. If you're looking at this as a quick buck, I want to buy sales like I do on Amazon advertising, and I need immediate results, program's probably not for you. But if you're going to treat this as a mature business and really make the investment, we ask for 120 days. We are very selective with the products we accept, and we are seeing incredible results, which we'll get to a little bit later. And also, I think, Ben, you know this, I think that we're very cost effective. A lot of the sellers that we're talking to are spending significantly less money on Google ads than they spend every day on Amazon ads.
Yeah, for sure.
We're asking for $25 per day per product. We have customers that spend $1,000 per day on Amazon ads on the same product. We do work with clients when they say, hey, I want to get to that optimization for conversion part where we get enough data. I want to get there faster. I want to start with $50 a day. or $100 a day. Of course we can do that. We're flexible. We start off with $25 a day, and we often keep it there because that's where we've done a lot of testing, and that's where we're able to get enough data to be able to optimize for conversion, bring that ACoS down, and then we like to blow up the budget. But we like to start off small and only increase the budget if it's making sense for your business, if it's profitable. Yeah. But the increase in organic rank that we're seeing, which is $25 a day on ad spend, is significant. It's very impressive. And at the hazard of speaking too much, I'll just say that the way we think is we think long term. We are creating what we call ASIN self-sufficiency. Mm-hmm. I have this corny analogy that I say, if you want to get a sale, if you want to buy a sale, Amazon ads is your best place to do that. It's more lower funnel than the traffic. Google traffic is more top of funnel. Amazon is further down the funnel. And you can spend enough money on ads and get an ACoS, but what you're not going to get with that, nearly as much as with external traffic, is the organic ranking increase. Yeah. Amazon ads are saturated. Everybody's doing it. And they're having less of an effect on ranking than ever before, where external traffic is just the opposite. It's not saturated. Often the clicks can be actually cheaper than on Amazon, even if the conversion is a little bit lower. And so the example, with the analogy I give is, you can, if you love swimming, you can pay $10 a day or whatever to go to your community pool. And you can do that every day, forever, and you can buy that instant gratification. Or you can save up, make an investment, and you can build your own pool in your backyard. And that gives you a lot of control. Taking that into your business, that gives you control over your business, meaning that your ASIN is now ranking better. You don't have to spend as much money to get sales nonstop. You're getting them organically. So this is, of course, decreasing your tacos, but increasing the control you have, and the long vision of your business is going to be much better, future vision. Yeah. Now, this is kind of what I was getting into about the different percentage of ways people use PixelMe. There's two main ways to win with PixelMe, and they both end up in the same place, and that's creating profit. But they have different paths. One thing that's important to mention is that if you have a $10 product, you are unlikely to be able to create a profit stream when just considering traffic going from Google to Amazon. What we see is that on average, the cost per click on Google is about $1 for a $10 product. If you're working with a 4 or 5% conversion rate, which is about average, you're going to be spending $25 or $20 to sell a $10 product. Yeah. You're not making money doing that. But what you could be doing and what you should be doing is ranking, right? As you invest more money, you're going to increase your organic rank. And as you increase your organic rank, you're going to increase your organic sales. And we have a calculation that we call blended ACoS to take into account your Google ad spend and how many sales that turned into on Google. But on top of that, add in the incremental organic sales that you achieved on a share value, meaning, if somebody typed in laptop case and you were getting 2% of sales, well, we can see that in the search query performance reports. And after you use PixelMe, we can say now you're getting 5% of sales. You more than doubled your organic sales on that exact keyword, on that exact product. We can calculate the amount of incremental sales, and we can calculate a blended ACoS. And we can also, of course, calculate a tacos. But the idea is there's an opportunity, you increase your rank, and that leads to profit. And it's a positive feedback loop, right? You keep investing, you keep ranking higher. The other side of that coin is, let's say you have a $100 product. We're seeing that the cost per click on Google does not scale with the price of the product. So on a $100 product, you might be paying $1 a click as well, but it makes a lot more sense from a profit stream for a $100 product. So if we use that same math and we say, 4% conversion rate, you're going to get a sale every $25. Well, now, you got $25 over $100. That's 25% ACoS. And don't forget about the Amazon attribution brand referral bonus, which is 10%. So on that $100 sale, you're going to get $10 back, which effectively makes your ACoS about 15%. So the end goal is the same. We want to make you guys more money, but we also want to give you more control of your business. So there's opportunities for ranking, there's opportunities for profit stream, and of course there's launches, which we always look at from a ranking perspective. So I'd say it's probably about 80-20. 80% come to us for ranking, about 20% of people come to us for those profit streams.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I would have guessed that it would be the complete opposite, flipped it around. 80% is that launch side of it, and then the rest is ongoing. But it's fascinating that that's only a small part of it, but good to see because there's obviously lots of long-term sustainability in it.
Well, Ben, I think that's like catching on. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a domino effect where you look forward 2 years from now, and people are saying, "What's your strategy regarding external traffic for launching?"
Mm.
And if somebody says, "I don't have one," in the MDSs of the world, they're going to say that's crazy. You have to
Mm.
use external traffic for a launch,
Mm.
otherwise you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
And I think more and more of these aggregators and sellers are figuring this out, and I think that this mix will change over time. I
Yeah.
think we're really creating a footprint in the industry where people are realizing the importance of this.
Yeah.
And more people will use it for launches, but more and more people will use it for ranking for mature products. And
Yeah.
more people will figure out that there's millions of monthly searches on Google
Yeah.
that they can turn into profit streams. So I
Yeah.
think the entire pie is going to get much bigger, and we'll see in time how the mix shakes out.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. You mentioned the search query performance report. I'm going to put you on the spot. Like, have you got any examples of campaigns you've done and numbers that you would have seen, impacted by a PixelMe campaign
Yeah,
in the?
yeah, 1,000%. And I think that'll lead to why most people are coming to us for mature products. I'll show you some examples. But let me finish this presentation just because it's in order.
Yeah,
And then we'll get to some case studies. So
yeah,
I'll go quickly. Timeline to success, we consider this in 4 different phases, each one being a month. We have a data collection phase. That's where you're investing money, collecting data, and so that we can, bridge that gap between Google and Amazon and teach Google to better operate to achieve our goals. We're optimizing using our automations during this phase, but this is where the ACoS is the highest, right? If you have a cheap product, $10 product, you can expect the ACoS to be 100%, 200%. It's going to be high, but again, it's an investment. As those automations start to take hold, and as Google starts to learn more, that's where we have the learning phase. Things get better, and then the big thing here is once you get to about 30 conversions in about 40 days, that's where we switch from optimizing for clicks to optimizing for conversion. And that's where you're going to see the biggest effect on organic rank and decrease in ACoS. And again, still has to learn. It's a positive feedback loop. The more data you get, the more sales you get, the better Google is going to perform. And that's where we say that a campaign is mature by about 120 days. So we ask people, if you're going to commit to this and you want to make a serious investment in your business, then 120 days is what we're looking at. And I'll break this down a little bit more. I kind of spoke through it, but for the people that are watching, I just said, the actions 30 days. We're going to start with broad match keywords. We used to start with exact match. What we figured out is broad match clicks are quite a bit cheaper. They convert a little bit less, but the real goal is to try to get to 30 conversions as quickly as possible, and broad match helps us do that. We think it has a little bit less effect on organic ranking, but it gets us to the promised land quicker. So first 30 days, ACoS is going to be high. You might see an increase in organic rank. Within day 60, we expect to hit 30 conversions, and that's when we switch to optimization for conversion. Rank during those first 60 days will begin to increase. By 90 days, we've been optimizing for conversion for 30 days. This is where you'll see the biggest increase in rank, the biggest decrease in ACoS. And then by the time you reach 120 days, this campaign is mature. The ACoS is going to be about as good as it's going to get. The rank will continue over time to gradually get better. But, this doesn't happen overnight. So anybody coming to me saying, I need 20% ACoS tomorrow, or I need 30% ACoS tomorrow, it happens. We do it in some cases, but that's not the type of client that we're generally looking for. We're looking for people that want to make an investment and are serious about their business. I'll go quickly so we can get to the meat of it with the case studies. But PixelMe lives in between Amazon and Google. It has an interface where you'll be able to see everything. And
Yeah.
I can show you a demo of that, or we can just jump to the case studies. But inside of PixelMe, we work via API with Google and Amazon, and also Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. But right now we're just talking about Google. You'll be able to see how much you spent, how many add to carts you got, how many conversions, what's your ACoS, what's your blended ACoS, what's your tacos, what's your organic rank over time. You'll have all that. And I had this slide in here to tell people that we're very selective about the ASINs we choose. We say no to people as often as we say yes. And we are taking data from thousands of campaigns. And we have a formula based on your price, your review score, your review account, your product category, your PDP content, your subscribe and save status, and your listing history to determine if we think this ASIN is a good fit for either a profit stream or a ranking opportunity or both or neither. And then after we determine that, then we dive in and look at the keywords. And the keywords have to make sense too. So we've done this thousands of times. We're very good at it. We're very proud of the system we've built. But we look at a lot. So I just caution people, external traffic is extremely powerful, but it's not extremely simple. This is what your question was earlier, Ben. What products do and don't work? I would caution people to be careful with anything less than 4.3 stars. 4.0 is okay. I shouldn't say they don't work. 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, they work. They do. They don't work as well.
Sure.
4.3 and above, much better performance. Beneath 4 stars, 3.9 and below, I would not do it unless there is a very special case, such as like one of our customers, he's a Shark Tank customer. So he's getting a Shark Tank product. He's on TV. And so he gets a lot of searches based off that. He had a D2C store with about a 45% ACoS, and we took his ACoS down to about 7% by sending that traffic to Amazon instead of D2C. So now he's sending all of his traffic to Amazon. I caution people against super shoppable products. If you think about a wedding ring, right? You have to imagine the customer journey. If you're on Google Ads and you type in wedding ring, you're unlikely to buy the first wedding ring that you land on. It's something that takes a lot of time and is very shoppable is the keyword we use. Clothes are similar. Clothes depend on size, fabric, color. People are very picky about the clothes they choose. Similar situation with gift boxes. And anything that is very highly priced for what the average market price is. Those are all things that I caution people against. What does work is the opposite. 4.3 stars and above work very well. High impulse purchases. It's the opposite of shoppable, right? If you're looking for a hammer, you probably got a job to do. You're not going to spend months shopping for a hammer like you would for a wedding ring, and those convert better. Expensive items are great for profit streams. Cheap items work great for increasing organic rank, but not for just a profit stream from Google to Amazon. The profit comes later in the form of organic sales. And branded keywords, in that example of Shark Tank products, those work extremely, extremely well.
You mentioned about just cheap items there. You said earlier about a product price of $10, and then you mentioned cheap items. You mean cheap in comparison to the competitors, not cheap as a dollar value?
No, let me clarify. I'm glad you asked that. When I say cheap, I mean lower priced. A $10 product is a great fit for PixelMe if the customer has the expectation that the ACoS is going to be 100+% or 200%. And that they are doing this from a ranking strategy, and they're investing, and they're looking at this from a 120-day standpoint, and they're investing in their business to build that pool, so to speak, and looking for ACE and self-sufficiency. If somebody comes to me with a $10 product and says, I need 20% ACoS, I'm going to tell them they need to go look elsewhere. Or they need to really work on their Amazon ads, like on Amazon ads. But if they come and say, I have a $10 product that I'm selling 1,000 of a month, and the person in the top 10 is selling 5,000 a month. Can you help me get in the top 10? I'm going to say, absolutely, I can. So it's all about setting expectations and them understanding what the mission is and being along for that journey.
Sounds good. Cool.
We can skip the demonstration. I'm happy to do it later if we have time. But what PixelMe customers can expect is they're going to have a dedicated customer success manager. They're going to have Google certified people looking at their ads more than once, at least once a week, sometimes more. We also have 24-hour customer service that is outside of your customer success manager. We have automations and technology working around the clock, updating and optimizing your bids, as well as pausing keywords that are underperforming. And anybody that signs up for the PixelMe Done For You service will have weekly account summaries, and they'll have once-a-month meetings that can be twice a month in the beginning if they want to meet more often. And every 2 weeks where there's not a meeting, the customer will receive either a Loom video update about the performance of their campaigns or an email update. So we built this out over time, and this is what our customers have come to expect, and this is what works for most people. If you have a special case, we work with you. And here are the case studies. So Ben, it's up to you now. Do you want to go through some case studies, or do you want to see a quick presentation? Or a quick demonstration?
I think for sake of time, we've maybe got like sort of five or so minutes. So I think it'd just be good to sort of see what kind of impact that it can have, and then maybe I'm sure if people were interested in using PixelMe, they'd be able to get a demo from you guys anyway. So yeah, maybe just finish up with some stories of how it's actually impacted people's businesses.
Absolutely. Let's do it. So this first one is an example. This is like the quintessential example. I'll be transparent that with some of these case studies, marketing loves to grab the quick wins. I like this case study, and I always put it first because this is a client that understands the mission. He started his ads in February, and he was ranked number 60 on a 300,000 search volume keyword. By June, we'd ranked him to number 15, and when he started with us, he was selling 70 units per week. And and this was a mature product that had been around for a while, right? It wasn't a launch, it wasn't new. We took him from 70 units sold per week to 700 units sold per week. But it didn't happen overnight. If you follow the keyword chart, right, it went up, and it went a little bit down, and then it slowly but surely creeped all the way up to number 15. And with search volume of this level, this is what external traffic can do for you, right? When we talk about that blended ACOS, meaning the increase in incremental sales versus the amount of ad spend he spent, he was at a 3% blended ACOS. He had $88,000 in incremental sales. This is a guy that understood the mission, knew that it was going to take time, but believed in the process, and his business on this product has 10x'd because of his patience.
Crazy.
And because he believed in the process.
Yeah, mad. And like you said, the good thing is that it's not just the other things might have caused this. Like you can see from when you start the ads, you can even see it in the search query performance report,
Exactly.
the sales share on that specific keyword. So it's really,
Absolutely.
really powerful.
We love to work in a vacuum, but we understand, I've been selling on Amazon since 2018. I understand people are pulling different levers. So, we do have clients that say, well, I also ran a lightning deal. And we say, okay, have you run a lightning deal earlier this year? Did you rank the number 15 after that? And usually the answer is no. There's a lot of things going on, but we work with our customers and understand, and that's why we have those monthly check-ins to understand, hey, do you have inventory issues? Is there anything we need to know about your business? But this was a guy that the only change he made was implementing external traffic. So with him, he's added a lot more ASINs now. He's a full believer in this process. He's seen it work himself. But sometimes it's a little bit more difficult if a customer is changing 10 things at once for us to take credit. But that's just part of the business.
Definitely.
Here's another example. And I like this one less because it happened quite quickly. But this person went from rank of 230 on a 160,000 search volume keyword to number 8. And his sales also went up 15x. It went from 10 sales a day to 150 sales a day. It's actually the same customer. And, again, a blended ACOS of 2.8%.
Yeah. Geez, I bet this guy hates you.
Yeah. We got a bad relationship. Here's another example. And I really like this one because this is one that the ACOS, and we don't have it here, we should add it to the slide, is quite high. When you checked the Google to Amazon ACOS, this was a household product that sells for about $13. When you logged into PixelMe and you looked at the ACOS only, his ACOS was 250%. But the bigger story here is that we ranked him from number 50 to number 11 on a 48,000 search volume keyword. On a 25,000 search volume keyword, he went from number 27 to number 9. His sales obviously exploded, and his BSR rank went up. His organic sales went up, and when we calculated the blended ACOS, we had it at 15%. This person also added many other ASINs, and there's another metric that he was particularly interested in, which was the halo effect across other keywords. Right? If you are targeting the keyword black hat, there's a general thesis in the industry that you'll also rank better for black hat for women, black hat for men, black hat for kids. And so he wanted to look at the halo effect it had across all of the keywords in a search query performance report. And when we looked at that, we did see an increase in organic ranking across other keywords as well. Again, we were working in a vacuum on this one. No other changes have been made, which meant a lot for a case study and, presenting an honest, transparent example to the community.
Yeah.
And when we looked at that, the blended A cost was even lower. It was about 5.49%. And so love this case study. And I'll kind of zoom through the next couple. This was a launch. We took somebody from unranked to number 6. Mm-hmm. We tripled his organic sales. And, that was on a 4,700 search volume keyword. Nothing crazy, but still not tiny. And another keyword, we took him from 35 to number 17 in the matter of a month on a 37,000 search volume keyword. Again, we're still working on that to try to get it in the top 10, right? And this next one is an example of a profit stream. This person has 5% ACOS. That's not blended ACOS. That's not halo effect ACOS. That's not tacos. This is just an example where this person spent $1,818, so about $1,800, and he generated $12,000 in revenue. Because of that $12,000 in revenue, he got about $1,100, well, about $1,200 back in your brand referral bonus, which covered a large portion of the ad cost. So when you do the math, he got a 5% ACOS. This was a guy that, just ratcheted up his budget. He said, I can deal with 5% ACOS all day. Let's increase his budget. Yeah. And here's another one. And this is, something I tell the sales team, don't focus on this. This is the exception, not the rule. But when you go past $100 product price or even past $75, we have handfuls of these, dozens of these examples where the brand referral bonus is actually outpacing the ad spend. So in this example, the person had spent $278 in ads and gotten $545 back from the brand referral bonus. So technically, his ACOS is negative. Amazon's actually paying him to run ads. And his return on ad spend is infinite. So we call that infinite return on ad spend. But again, I want to clarify, this is the exception, not the rule. Yeah. This is a $125 product, right?
Yeah. Your results may vary, yeah.
Yeah, results may vary. That's it. That's the way to say it, exactly.
Yeah. Amazing.
And yeah, we have more of these, right? This is an example of somebody going from 13 sales a day to 28 sales a day because of the increase in keyword rank. This is
I'm sure, definitely. You guys would have tons of these that people could look at if they wanted to dive in more. I think you've obviously given loads of evidence there about the positive impact of it. I suppose my last question before sort of wrapping up then is just, this all sounds expensive. It sounds very premium. Is it going to be a good fit for smaller brands? Do you have to be a massive brand to do this?
No, we have tons of smaller brands. We work with big brands as well. But no, I'll talk about the pricing. And I do want to say we have a free audit. If you're out there wondering, hey, is this a good fit? Is this going to make sense for my product? We'll do the research for you for free. We'll look at all those things I mentioned before for the product. And then on the keyword level, we'll look at Amazon search volume, Google search volume, your current rank, your competitors' rank based off to make sure that the keywords are relevant, as well as the cost per click on Google. We have a formula to say this product is good, yes or no. And if it is yes, is it for product or profit, or is it for ranking? Sure. And then we have a separate test for the keywords. And if that all makes sense, we'll tell you. And if it doesn't make sense, we'll tell you. So if you want a free, no obligation ASIN audit, there's a QR code you can scan, or you can just go to pixelme.me, pixelme.me. And the done for you offer, man, I think I struggle with this. I think that prices will increase. Right now, we're really trying to get a high adoption rate, and we are. PixelMe has been exploding in popularity. Our CSM team has more than tripled in size. Always Google Ad certified people that we're bringing in our office here in Toronto. Yeah. But the PixelMe Done For You offer, it's $200 per product per month. That does not mean per variation. If you have a product with 10 different colors, we still just consider that one product. Okay. We usually recommend giving us 10 ASINs to do the audit, and we recommend at least starting with 2. Most people start with 5 or 6. And that includes everything I discussed, right? That means we do the research, we do the ad creation, we do the optimization, we do the customer calls, we do everything for you. We do have a $500 onboarding fee that we will waive if you do a seller investigators audit, which is our software for recovering money from Amazon for lost and damaged inventory, as well as improper returns, products that were never returned, We have a weights and dimensions tool that can get you money back for things that were improperly measured or weighed at Amazon. But anyway, it's a free audit, takes 4 minutes to do. We usually find people enough money to pay for the first 3 or 4 or 5 months of PixelMe. So it's really like a free way to get into PixelMe. Yep. And if you're already a Seller Investigator's customer, then we obviously waive that fee. And like I said, we meet in person every 4 weeks. Every 2 weeks in between those meetings, you get a Loom video or email update based on your preference. And we're spending $25 a day per product. So extremely affordable when you compare it to the investment people are making on Amazon and not getting nearly the same results when it comes to increasing organic rank. And if you got the right product, we can absolutely create a new profit stream for you as well. And that's really the whole presentation, Ben. I think it's extremely cheap for what it's doing. The customers that we have that, we've taken them from 70 sales to 700 sales a week. They said, "You're not taking a percentage of ad spend?" We said, "No." "You're still just charging $200 for this product?" "Yeah." And they said, "Dude, you guys making any money?" And we said, "Yeah, we're making some money. We're doing okay." And he said, I would gladly pay more. And I said, "Well, you can pay more if you'd like to." But, for the results that you're getting, I think this is extremely affordable. And right now we're really changing people's businesses. Yeah. And I'm very proud of the work that we've done. And it's really significant, the changes we've made for people that until then were just banging their head against a wall trying to figure out how to rank organically. So it's been really, really fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's going in a really good direction, and like you said, it's way more affordable than I thought, and much more affordable for like a long-term operation as well. So, yeah, that's really cool. We'll obviously leave links and stuff like that in the show notes in the description for people to jump onto that to be able to take advantage of that as well. Anything else to add before we finish up?
No, I would just say you have nothing to lose to get some free information. If you sign up, there's a $500 onboarding fee that you can waive. But to get free information, to look into your products and have experts say this is a good fit or this is a bad fit. Yeah. It takes 5 seconds. You just drop in your ASINs, and it takes us. We have a turnaround time because we're doing this very manually. We're having people look at it, so it takes 24, 48 hours. But then we can give you all the information you could ever ask for to know if this is a viable opportunity for your business. So I think it's a no-brainer as far as just getting free information from people that have been doing this for a long time.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's good, man. Well, for sure. Free audit link. We'll put a link for that, like I say, in the show notes and description and whatnot. Clayton, thanks so much for coming on, man. Like, that is a whirlwind tour of everything PixelMe has to offer. But yeah, like I say, really excited to see the direction it's going in. It's developing really well, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners will get a lot of good value out of it. So thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate you taking time out of a busy period for you with everything that's going on. Appreciate you coming on.
Ben, you've been great since the day I met you. I always have time for you and your community, and I really appreciate you thinking of me and inviting me on. I mean that.
Thanks, man. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Well, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the show today. I'm sure you got tons of value out of that. Make sure to check out PixelMe, get that free audit for your ASINs, and see what they can do for you. And we'll see you in the next episode, same time next week. Take care.